Hi everyone, it's Kev's Magpie's YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video on my channel. And today's video I'll be previewing doing the team talks for our clash against the Brisbane Lions. If you haven't seen Kev's Magpies, welcome, like, comment, share. If you're new to the channel, watch this for the first time, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Now, we are going retro, can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? It's the first time since 2006 that we've worn like a heritage retro jumper. Cannot wait to see what we do. And even we changed the logos too, towards the old VFL. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm going to be wearing my heritage Guernsey that I bought. Now, one thing I will say is, look, Saturday night, look, we are favourites to beat the Brisbane Lions. And I know for a fact that we're in good form. So, look, I know that this team here is a lot different. Points for is 91.7. Points for Brisbane's 88.9. 67.9 average points against the 80.2. And then obviously our list profile age, the average age is 25 to 24. 107 games to 96. 189 centimetres to 188. Average disposals 356 to 368. 207 kicks to 230. 149 handballs to 139. 54, 57 inside 50 as well. Disposal efficiency is 72%. Goal efficiency, two guys, is 24%. 13 goals from 54 inside 50s compared to 22%. 13 goals from 57 inside 50s. 19 and 20, as we know, in the free kick department. Hit out stays down to 40, so they'll dominate that as well. Clearances, 36 to 40 as well. Send clearances, 12 apiece. And 25-28 in stoppage clearances as well. Now, I will say the contested possessions is 129 to 134, 218 to 229, the uncontested. 61-63 in turnovers and intercept 68-65 as well. Now, our best 22 is 4,620. Our predicted 22 is 4,686. While for Brisbane, 4,530 is their best. And predicted 4,554 as well. Marks, 89 to 102, the average marks. That's something that we really need to stop. 14-12 marks inside 50, contested marks 10 to 8 as well. Tackles 60-57, 13-12 tackles in the 450, 5-4 in the bounces, 1% is 44-47, and the interchange 69-70 as well. Now, one thing we need to do is limit Brisbane's marks. What I mean by that, let's keep them under 80. Let's keep them under 80. I do not want us to give Harris Andrews any chance of marking anything. If he's going to mark it, it's, maybe 1 or 2. But not 10 marks in defence or 8 marks or 12 marks. I want to see him get limited intercept marks and marking in general. The way that we're going to do that is we're going to have to put a body on him and see what we can do with that. So, for me, we've got the ability to beat them, right? We certainly do. Now, I don't want to go in last time that we met, and I will do that soon. But I want to say this: if we can force Brisbane, right, into a pressure game where we are absolutely exploiting them with pace, if we're running and carrying, putting tackling pressure on, forcing them with turnovers, that will give Darcy Cameron marks, and will give Darcy more chance to mark as well, and even the other players that we have brought in as well. So we need to see where we're at as a team, and this is a great opportunity as well. Now, I will say this, that unfortunately, Harry will be will not be available, and Billy Frampton's not being available as well. So, look, it is going to be tough in that department, but I still got faith that we can get the job done. I certainly do. I think Darcy Moore and Charlie Dean can get the job done, and I think this is very important for us to really try and win the game. How do we stop Brisbane's game? And I think one thing we need to do is make it more of a contested situation, not make everything uncontested. Let's get our uncontested game going. Let's get our contested game going. And let's beat them out of the middle. Let's win the hit-outs. Let's win the clearances. Let's just dominate them in those aspects of the game. Because this is what it's important to do, that we must bring the pressure on. And if we don't do that, that's when Brisbane can get us. So we need to really come out and fire up in each quarter. And that's one thing that we desperately need to do as well. Now, look, the last time that we met, right, and I'll go into form, we have won, theoretically, 3 and lost 2. Brisbane have won 4 and lost 1, but they lost to the Gold Coast Suns, so they'll be hungry to really come out and win. Now, I know that the Bulldogs did beat the Giants tonight, and the Bulldogs did beat the Lions did beat the Bulldogs. They beat up on Carlton, Port Adelaide, and Geelong is a very good win, right? We get that. But there's only 2 games that they've won that you can say literally it was good, like a good performance. But there's still question marks on the Lions as well. Now, the last time we met was round 6, 2025, when we won by 52 points. And we've had a very good record ever since. We have won 4 of the last 5. So we beat them round 23, 2024 by a point. And that was when we were 30 points down, we won. Round 3, 2024, we won by 20 points. In the grand final in 2023, we won by 4 points. And at Marvel Stadium, round 23, we lost by 24 points as well. This game's at the G. It suits us really well. Brisbane haven't been us at the G since 2014. That's how long it's been, right? So we got Brisbane's measure. For me, and I'll get into my top 5 this week because this is very important. Number 5 is not letting Brisbane get too much momentum. What I mean by that is that if we kick a goal or 2 and they kick a goal, let's not make it 2, 3 and 4 in a row. Because that's when you can start to lose confidence in your ability, and that's when the pressure starts to build. And you start to feel that you need to do it all yourself, which you don't. What we need to do, if they kick a goal or 2, let's just stop momentum. Let's keep the pressure on. Let's force Brisbane to turnovers. And let's see what we can do in that department. So I'm seeing what we're able to do in the way that we play. What we did against Richmond worked really well. So we need to keep that up. The MCG suits us really well. We only lost to Fremantle, but that's different, This is different. They haven't beaten us since 2019 at the MCG until this year. So they've had 6 years where they haven't beaten us at the G, but we have beaten them before. Same thing with Brisbane. Brisbane are a good team, don't get me wrong. But when you put the pressure on, when you force them into a contested style game, when you don't let them have the uncontested game, the running game going, and kick mark game, you got to force them into mistakes and kicking long down the line. It's what we need to do against Brisbane, and we know they're going to try and get out the back and score quick, but we need to make sure that we slow them down to a point where we can get on top of them as well. So that's number 5. Number 4 is our defence. Our defence needs to be a lot better throughout the whole ground. We need to make sure that we come out and play really good footy and really look forward to seeing on what we're able to do. Once we put that pressure on the front half of our ground and in the middle of the ground and we force Brisbane to turnovers, that's when we can score and take the advantage of. They can't stop us when we're playing like that. So we are very capable of winning. Like, we are very capable of doing it. Number 3, look, it's our midfield. Our midfield needs to get on top of Brisbane's midfield. We need to win clearances. We need to win stoppage clearances, centre clearances. And in general, let's keep the heat on. The more that we do that, it gives us a huge chance to win as well. So that's one way that I see it. Number 2 is taking the most of our opportunities. We need to kick accurately in front of goal. Yes, we did kick a little bit inaccurately last week. Against the Brisbane Lions is a different story. We need to come out and play well. We need to kick, instead of 3 goals 5 or 3 goals 8, 6 goals 8, 5 goals 3, 7 goals 1. That way, we can keep the scoreboard ticking. Alright, let's go back, take your kick your drop punts, and kick those goals that we need to win us the game of 40 as well. Number 1, to me, number 1 is game plan and tactics. Look, I think our game plan should be to attack Brisbane Lions from the start. I think once we put a lot of pressure on them, let's make it scrappy for them that they can't move. I think it's meant to rain, I'm pretty sure. I may not need to, I don't think it will rain on Saturday, but this is an opportunity for us to really attack Brisbane, make it a contested game, and just force everything under a lot of pressure where they cannot do. And let's keep the foot on the throat as well. When we get the lead, do not think that we've got it in the bag. Let's just go out there and keep it going and keep that momentum going. Tactically, I think I would tag Lockie Neal. I would tag Dane Zorko. He's another one that does the damage, and I limited their influence as well. Once you stop Zorko from dominating from halfback and taking a smart inside marks and able for him to use the footing on how well he can, that's when I feel like we can do that job and really do it successfully as well. Tips or Collingwood by 20 points. I'm not going to lie. That's simply what we must do. But now let's get through the team, shall we? Now, Pendlebury, DeGoey, Bobby Hill are in. Out is Ed Allen, Tom Mitchell omitted, and Lachlan Sullivan injured. Now, look, personally, I wouldn't play DeGoey yet. I would give him this week in the VFL and then play him for the Hawthorn game. So if you give him like a half a game, I think Bobby Hill, yeah, fair enough. Look, Pendles will come in, you think, for Ed Allen, but Tom Mitchell, I don't mind it, but I just will not pull that trigger yet. I think the Hawthorn game would be perfect sense to play Jordan DeGoey as well. So we really need to come out and play good footy. And now let's go through the lineup, shall we? Now, Maynard, Darcy Moore, and Charlie Dean, Dan Houston, Josh Dacos, and Isaac Quainer. Look, Charlie Dean will probably get Hipwood, or maybe Logan Morris, or Darcy Moore will get Eric Hipwood. Look, I still think that's a good back line. Midfield, look, Starbottom, Nick Dacos, Jack Crisp, Darcy Cameron, Scott Pendlebury, Ned Long. This is a great opportunity for Ned to really perform. Half forward line, look, Will Hoskin, Tim Embry, Lockie Schultz, Jamie Elliott, Dan McStay, Patrick Lipinski. Again, love that as well. Interchange to Goey, Perriman, Bobby Hill, Markov, and Marchek. And the emergencies are Will Parker, Ed Allen, and Billy Frampton. Now, I know other people said it's either going to be DeGoey or Bobby Hill as a sub. I know a few people mention it, and I tend to agree that I would have Bobby Hill as a sub. Therefore, you can get him on when it takes the sting out. Or the same thing with DeGoey, you can take the sting out of the game when you've got a one and you can play him, and then before you can get his minutes going, and then you can get him fresh enough for the Hawthorn game. But having said that as well, it should be an interesting game as well, and I'm really looking forward to it. Seriously, I am. Hope you guys liked the video. Don't forget to drop a like, guys, drop a sub. Until next time, bye for now.